I mean, I don't know. You never met me before, so...
You have no idea how long it took me to set this whole thing up. Hi everyone, it's Tyler. Get ready for a Very Emo Q+A video. Don't you just love him? His name is Sid, and he's a sleep paralysis demon. I got him from Spencer's. He's by that brand, or that artist, Gus Fink. They have really cool art on Instagram, but I guess they came out with plushies and they partnered up with Spencer's, so... there's some cute plushies at Spencer's. I just love that where we are as a society, we are totally okay with selling plushies of demons to the masses. I asked you guys on Instagram if you guys had any questions for me for this Q&A video, and just some general based questions of anything that you guys are curious about. So the first question is from Krista, and it says, where do you buy all those accessories? I love them. Thank you, Krista. The gloves that I'm wearing are from the alley in Chicago, so are the rings. This ring is from Valley Village, just a black heart with wings. I've seen that ring literally everywhere. This rosary bracelet is from Etsy. This bracelet is from my grandma. She recycles belts and makes bracelets. This bracelet is from Hot Topic with the spikes and skulls. This tattoo bracelet I've had forever. I think I got it from Spencer's like a long time ago. This bracelet is from Insomnia. And then this cross bracelet with the studs is from Amazon. Necklaces. This one is from Spirit Halloween from so long ago. Other necklace is early 2000s Spencer's necklace. Amelia asked, can we be Moody's? I love you. Yes, Amelia, we can be mutuals. Okay, actual question though. Do you know when you're not Baby Bat anymore? I think when you stop being Baby Bat is when you start offering guidance and answering questions that other Baby Bats have. I wouldn't say I'm an elder or a Baby Bat because I'm still willing to learn new things about the subculture, but I am still willing to give guidance to those who have questions. I would say I know my stuff, but I am willing to learn new stuff about the subculture. Next question is from Julie. Where did you get your clothes? And if you do DIY, can you do a tutorial? I get my clothes from Depop, eBay, Valley Village, mostly just those places. I can do DIY videos. When I'm doing a DIY, I'm also figuring out how to do it in that moment, and I get in the zone when I'm like making stuff or putting stuff together, and I always forget that thought of like, what if I could record this, you know? But also, that's a whole thing in general, is like recording it from this angle, recording it from that angle. If I'm making anything cool in the future, I will try to record it and share with you guys how I do it and what I did. Sugar for the Pill asks, how do you dress 90% of the time? I always have this thought process in my head when I'm putting together outfits or buying stuff online or thrifting in person. It is, would a cool emo guy on the bus wear this? That's the vibe that I go for, is cool emo guy on the bus. And that's just what I always think about when I'm thrifting, making stuff, DIYing, and putting outfits together. Gigi asks, are your piercings real? If they are, would you get any more? My lip piercings are fake, but if I were to get any piercings, I would get those probably. I do have my ears pierced, my tongue is pierced. I would definitely get more piercings. Maybe even like an eyebrow piercing. Jamie asks, where do you get all of your accessories? Mostly eBay or Hot Topic or Spencer's. If you're in the Chicago area, go to the alley. They have an amazing selection of alternative accessories. Mimi asks, you probably get asked this a lot and you probably already answered, but where do you buy your clothes from? Mainly Depop, mainly eBay, and Valley Village. But sometimes if I see something cool on the internet, I will get it there too. But mainly those three places. Stanley Sanchez asks, what was the first alternative band you listened to? Rob Zombie. I was in my car seat and my mom and my aunt were blasting Rob Zombie in the car, and apparently I was getting really down with it in the car seat. Now Meow asks, how long has it been since you started dressing alt? I would say probably middle school is when I started dressing more alternative, even though they were like super, super mild. But I would say middle school. Sky asks, any band recommendations? I would say Kitty, Static X, Seven Dust, and KMFDM. Raven Youngblood asks, which of your piercings are real, if any? So my lip piercings are fake, but my earrings are real, my tongue piercing is real, and if I were to get the snake bites for real, I would. Sarah asks, what is your favorite non-emo band? Nirvana. Lore's Got Lore asks, MCR or The Used? This might be a biased answer, but MCR because they were my first concert that I ever went to. Nothing against The Used. I love The Used. 3 Cheers for Sweet Decay asks, hair tutorials, where to go, what to use, XD. Also, I love your makeup so much. Aw, thank you. Hair tutorials, I don't know if I'm going to do those. Where to go, I would say go to a really cool alternative hairstylist that knows exactly what you're looking for. And what to use hard holding hairspray. I would say use Got to Be Glued, that big yellow bottle of hairspray, but their formula has changed since I've used it in high school. So I would say my recommendation for a really strong hold hairspray is the Aussie Intense Spray hairspray. Such a good, high quality hairspray. It holds, it lasts for a long time, and it's super cheap. I really recommend that hairspray. Livy asks, top 5 favorite bands. Do you miss the 2000s aesthetic? MCR, Linkin Park, Escape the Fate, Flyleaf, and Nirvana. Do you miss the 2000s aesthetic? Yes, even though that I was way too young to remember most of it. I do miss simpler times and playing outside more. It's probably what I miss the most. I think I just missed that I never really got to fully experience the early 2000s. I was a little boy holding my mom's hand at the mall and watching Mr. Meaty on Nickelodeon. Haley asks, what is your favorite horror movie? Eraserhead. Changed my life, gave me a whole new perspective on life. It's that good. It's creepy. It's so weird, but I loved every minute of it. Wolfie asks, give me your emo aura. No. Seth asks, what do you think are the best vampire or werewolf movies? Queen of the Damned, The Lost Boys, the Underworld series, Blade, Nosferatu from 2024, and An American Werewolf in Paris. That one I haven't seen in a long time, but it was really creepy when I watched it. But still really good. Angel X asks, you must be prepped because you smile too much. Only posers smile. You're not a true emo if you don't reflect your darkness from within. Oh my god, you're so right.
I forgot I'm not supposed to smile or show any emotion, anything that I'm supposed to do at all. So I'm actually gonna finish the rest of this video really sad and somber and solemn and just not give any emotion to anything. Oh my god. Everything is awful. Life is awful. I'm just like so sad all the time. Like, I'm sad that my stuffed octopus is not a real octopus. You know how sad that makes me? Oh my god.
Beetle Rage asks, where do you buy all your clothes from? I already answered that question. It makes me really sad that you're asking again when I already told you that I thrift mostly everything. Oh my god, I'm not gonna do that. Depop, eBay, and Value Village. Alexa asks, how do you actually achieve fringes? Because mine, they look like shit. Broken heart, broken heart, broken heart. I feel you on that. Some days are perfect, and some days I can spend an hour just fixing my fucking fringe. Give me some emo magic. There's emo magic some days, and then there isn't. Miko asks, how do you style / fix your wigs? Because your wigs look amazing. Why you wear wigs? Would you wear wigs? A steamer and hairspray. Molocore asks, can you make a wardrobe / accessory tour? I love all your outfits. Sure. Would you guys be interested in seeing videos of wardrobe tours or accessory tours? If you guys are interested in that content, please feel free to let me know. Cody Porter asks, opinion on the upside down cross. It only has meaning if you give it meaning. I'm not religious at all. I did grow up Mormon, but that's a different story. Crosses right side up, crosses upside down don't really have meaning unless you give them meaning. It doesn't mean anything to me. If anything, it's just a lowercase t or a really fancy looking T for Tyler. Jenna asks, would you ever be willing to sell your emo stuff, accessories / anything? Yeah, maybe I'll start selling some stuff on eBay or Depop. Who knows in the future? Hugo asks, I beg you, please tell me where you buy your spikes and stuff, please. Oh, of course, Hugo. Craft stores and studsandspikes.com is a really cool website where you can buy individual spikes and studs. You can even get certain quantities that you need for anything that you're working on. And I'm pretty sure you can find studs and spikes on Amazon as well. Can you list all your favorite bands from 1 to 10? Previous question, same thing, but then just add 5 more. MCR, Linkin Park, Escape the Fate, Flyleaf, and Nirvana, right? The Cure, The Misfits, 9 Inch Nails, Green Day, and the Ramones. But they could be interchangeable. Right now, those are my top 10. This person asks, if you could only listen to 3 albums for the rest of your life, what would they be? I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to name 3 soundtracks to some of my favorite movies. The Romeo and Juliet soundtrack from 1996, the Juno soundtrack, which is an amazing soundtrack, and the Practical Magic soundtrack, because I watched the movie a lot when I was a kid with my brothers and my mom, and it's really nostalgic to me. Abby asks, do you like My Chemical Romance and why? Yes. Why is because I like that the band just makes great music and they do whatever they want when it comes to who they want to work with. I think it's funny that Stephanie Meyer asked to work with them and they both politely said no. And then they decided to go be on Yo Gabba Gabba and be on that show. I think it's just cool that they turned down this huge opportunity to make a lot of money, and they instead went on Yo Gabba Gabba because they wanted to do that more. I just love that they are not afraid to say no and just do whatever they want, even if it makes them a lot of money or not. I think that's probably why I like them, because they're doing their own thing when they want to do it. Keegan asks, what's the crazy gig / concert story that you have? I do have a crazy gig story, but I'm going to say that for a separate video, but I do have a crazy concert story. Okay, so I went to the When We Were Young Festival back in 2022 in Vegas. Right before Paramore's set, the band Bright Eyes was performing. And I don't know too much about Bright Eyes, but the lead singer started insulting the crowd, saying things like, all you guys care about is Paramore. You don't care about us. They cut our set short yesterday because everyone just wanted to see Paramore. You think you're better than everyone. People just go to Vegas because they think they're better than everyone. Everyone in Vegas is fake. And I'm like, what is up with this guy? I don't know anything about Bright Eyes. I don't listen to their music, but the lead singer just kind of got mad at the crowd and started insulting them. I thought that was really strange. But what made it crazy is that he was insulting the crowd, and the crowd didn't cheer. They didn't boo. They were just kind of like, okay, dude, are you done? Are you done? Like, can you move on? They were just waiting for him to be done, basically. That's pretty crazy. I've never experienced that at a concert before. Danny asks, which band was your most replayed band back as a teenager? Escape the Fate. Like, every single song that Escape the Fate put out during that time, each song was a hit. Cece is asking, how do I get into the emo style and know what clothing is emo? What clothes do I look for that aren't skinny jeans? Emo is many things, and not just skinny jeans, unless you're trying to go for like a 2010s accurate emo look. If you look at early pictures of the 2000s, they weren't wearing skinny jeans, and if they were, they're from the girls section. Early days of emo, they were wearing like baggy jeans. Bootcut jeans were super popular in the early 2000s. They were wearing cargo pants, cargo shorts. You can wear practically anything. When it comes to me, I always look for like dirtier washes in denim, like a brown wash or a green wash. And I always gravitate to things that are black. Anything that's striped, anything that has a plaid pattern, anything checkerboard. A simple all black hoodie is a perfect start, whether it's a pullover or a zip up. I would start simple, and then the fun part is when you get to make it your own, like adding your own patches and adding pins, add some thumb holes to the hoodie, doodle on your jeans, like add safety pins and add rips, add just your own character. I think that's when it becomes more you instead of this checked box of what emo is to media and to everyone else, when I think it all comes down to personal style and personal taste. Remember that emo is many shapes. There you go. You're now emo and uniquely you. Can Scott asks, if you had to pick one mainstream band and get rid of one permanently, what band would it be? This is controversial because people really like them, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna cover my mouth when I say it. Panic at the Disco. Simon asks, could you please make a video of your CD collection? Yes, and luckily for you, I have a massive CD collection that I can share with you guys. Lovesick Vampire asks, hi, I love your content so much. Thank you. I was wondering what inspired you to start posting these kinds of videos. I will say, Isabel Clancy, she's a content creator on here, and I love her so much. I think her content is so funny, and I love how she can just like make fun of herself, how she was when she was a teenager. And also Jessica Conrad, same thing. You're kind of like telling a story and being nostalgic while also being within the community. And I think it's so fun to just tell stories, have a fun time, and you can relate to so many people that way. And that's what really inspired me to start making videos, because I had my own stories that I wanted to bring attention and have fun and have a silly time with, you know? Angie asks, what artist or artists made you who you are today? I will say I wouldn't be anywhere without Kurt Cobain. I have a saying that I tell myself is, what would Kurt do when it comes to making art or when it comes to creating something? I love just that he was so fearless. He didn't care what society thought of him when he was drawing on his shoes or patching up his jeans, and he kind of started this whole rebellion against what the standards of nice shoes or nice jeans look like. He kind of just made it his own. He didn't care that there were holes in his shoes or holes in his jeans, and he would patch them up with whatever, and he just didn't care. Like, I had these magazines that I bought from Barnes & Noble, and they had these really cool Nirvana pictures in it. And I remember being like, I want to put these on my wall, but I don't want to damage the magazine. And then someone told me, do you think Kurt Cobain would care about you damaging this Nirvana magazine? And I was thinking, like, you know what? He wouldn't. He wouldn't give a fuck. And I just kind of like went by that mentality for everything. And I think I just love him and his expression to music and how he presented himself and expressed himself. And he's just such an amazing artist. I love Kurt. He's great. Salem asks, how old were you when you realized that you were into your awesome lifestyle, like between music, style, etc.? I will say, when I took this picture on Halloween in high school, I knew in that moment that I wanted to dress like that and be a part of that subculture. Ever since that moment, I remember I putting on my eyeliner, which I was so scared to wear on a regular basis at first because I was scared of what people were going to think about me. And I just remember putting it on and being like, wow, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I just had that moment in my thought process. I don't know. It just made me feel so comfortable. And I felt so confident and happy being able to express myself that way. And having a supportive family helps too, and friends. I probably had to say in high school is when I realized that I was part of the subculture, even though at the time it didn't feel like that I was, because I was so young and didn't have all the knowledge that I have now. CJ asks, how have you built your sick wardrobe? Mine is still relatively small, and sometimes it feels daunting and impossible to find or make clothes that I really like. Here is my best advice to give you, CJ. Patience and time. This could be the same things, but I will say be patient when it comes to finding the perfect things that you're going to love. And it takes time to have a cool wardrobe. I worked in fashion for 10 years, so there were constantly just pieces of clothing and accessories around me all the time. And it seems like the right thing to do to buy everything all at once, and then you can just wear everything all the time. But when you do that, I find that you end up with pieces that you don't normally wear all the time. You're just gonna end up donating it or selling it, and then it's just like a waste in the end. So I think having items find you naturally, and that way it feels more rewarding. It feels like, oh, this was meant for me. This was supposed to be here. That's how I look at it. That's how I kind of built my wardrobe, was just a lot of patience, a lot of learning, and a lot of time was taken into it. And I have been there where I'm like, I just want to buy everything cool. I want all the cool boots and all the cool bracelets. But at the end of the day, then you just have a lot of stuff that you're probably not going to wear. You're probably going to wear like one or two of the things, and then you're just kind of like, it was trendy at the time, but now I really don't care about it. So I will say patience and time is so worth it in the end. Kat asks, not asking, just know you're a vampire, flawless skin. Thank you, Kat. I will say it is because I am really good at makeup. Oh, thank you. Rowan asks, what's your favorite piercing that you have, or piercing that you might want to get? My tongue piercing is definitely my favorite piercing that I have. And I would get snake bites, and I probably get like an eyebrow piercing like I mentioned before. Janice asks, how did you find out about your emo style and about emo culture? And also, how were you able to express yourself in public? I love your vids and skits, by the way. Thank you, Janice. That's really sweet. I will say, like, movies and music had a really big inspiration to me when it came to finding out about the subculture. I didn't know it was a thing. To me, it was like an insult to me before it was a thing, because I had the hair and everything, but I didn't really consider myself to be in it because I didn't really know that much about it yet. But people would be like, oh, you're so emo, or oh my god, it's an emo, when I didn't really understand what that meant at the time, because I was just listening to the music that I liked and had my hair the way I wanted it. And it felt weird knowing that people knew before I did. There were some music videos that just like fully took over my brain and thought process. I was like so infatuated with these music videos, but it's the So Sick music video from Flyleaf. I remember watching that and being like, I can't look away. Like, oh my god, that's amazing. Same with the Helena MCR music video. Music video Closer by 9 Inch Nails was another one. And Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy was another one. And then also Lestat and Queen of the Damned was just someone that I always wanted to be. I like had that thought process when I watched it, being like, I cannot wait to be an adult and be able to wear makeup like that and to do my hair like that and to just be the coolest looking vampire looking guy in the world. That's just the things that I always had a fascination with it and had a love for it. So hopefully that answers your question. Noah asks, where did you get your CD player? I got my CD player off of Amazon. I did thrift one from eBay, but it was broken. And a lot of the listings that I found for used CD players, they all mentioned that they were either old or they would skip sometimes. So I just didn't want to buy something that was broken again. So I did buy a brand new one off of Amazon. And then I just added stickers from Etsy on there. Emmy is asking, what are your opinions on emos sometimes dressing goth / punk, etc.? Can you be emo and dress in multiple subcultures? Yes, I would say at the end of the day, it's just personal style. I think it's great to have personal style. And who wants to be put into a box? I mean, there's some people like that question before. It was like, what can I wear that's emo that's not skinny jeans, right? So I will say, like, it's okay to have personal style and still be considered emo in the subculture. I'm not that one person who's like, yeah, you're wearing a knee-length skirt, so you're not emo. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, who am I to say that? You know what I mean? There's gonna be people out there who think they're better than you and are gonna, like, call you out for not being emo or goth or whatever because you're wearing something that I guess people in the community don't wear that much. Who wants to be accepted by those assholes at the end of the day? You know? Sounds like a really boring, miserable lifestyle, if you ask me. Ari asks, hey, what's your favorite DIY accessory that you have? By the way, you're really cool. Well, thank you, Ari, but not as cool as you for submitting your question. I will say my spiky headphones are probably my most favorite accessory that I have made and that I have. I really love how they turned out. Caramel Delight asks, what are your tips for beginning baby bats? And where do you get all your DIY items from? My tips for baby bats are have fun, have patience, and have respect for people. Don't be an asshole. And for your other question, I either make them or I recycled used t-shirts, used clothes, or thrifting. And that's where I usually find the materials to make my own DIY stuff. I try to just recycle things that I already have and then turn it into something else instead of having to completely buy a black t-shirt and then make it into a different graphic tee. I've turned t-shirts inside out and then made new graphic tees out of them. Or I cut the graphic off and then make it into a patch. Like, I usually recycle things and make DIY items from that. Levi asks, how does it feel knowing you bring so much joy to people with your amazing content and style? I've been a fan for years from TikTok when you did the retail stories, and they were so relatable since I've been in retail for years. That's really sweet, Levi. You know, not to get too mushy, you guys are so sweet. It feels nice to be validated, I'm not gonna lie. And I love that I can bring joy to people watching me, and I can make them laugh and maybe forget about the rough day at work or rough day in general and just be there in a way to help you escape and breathe for a little bit and have a good laugh. I'm glad that I can bring joy to people watching me in laughter and in telling funny stories and skits. It's cool. And I just wanted to say thank you all for being here and for watching me. Amber asked, what was the best year in music in your opinion? Probably 2007. This one is from Diary, and it says, hi, I've been watching your content for some months now, and I just wanted to come to you and say thank you for the laughs, thank you for the skits, and your efforts each time you post. Just wanted to send you love and give you appreciation. Have a great day. Oh, that's so sweet. You guys are so sweet, really. I'm lucky to have sweet people that message sweet things like that. Thank you. So this question is from Kaden. It says, so I know this is like a stupid question, but I consider myself punk/emo in the sense of I listen to the music and associate with the culture, but I don't exactly dress the part. Does that make me something else? Also, I just wanted to say I love your videos and the Kevin Crow collab was sick. Thanks, Kaden. Kevin's really sweet. I love working with him. I will say, you know, it might to some people, but overall, no. I wouldn't say that it makes you something else. I would say that it's just your personal preference and how you want to dress and express yourself, and that's totally fine. That makes you you. And as long as you accept yourself, that's enough. And it's amazing that you're part of the community. That's great. And yeah, like that's, as long as you accept yourself and the community around you and the friends you have are accepting, that's cool. That's great. And you don't have to look the part to be part of the community. That's not what being part of the community is about. Just don't be an asshole. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Nick is asking, can you adopt me? If you can turn yourself into a tarantula, then sure, I'll adopt you. Edgar asks, when did it all start? I've been making videos since 2020. July of last year is when I found like my niche, and I just went full force into it, and I loved making the content and started making emo videos, and here we are. For years, I did retail content, but maybe I can make that to a whole nother video, but it put me in a really negative mindset for a while, and it made me just hate life and hate where I was, and I was just so miserable. But it wasn't until I started making the emo content when I felt so free and so just a lot more positive and happy in my life. Baby Slave Flower, or Erica the Champ, asks, if you weren't emo, what style would you have? Ooh, you know, like a Victorian vampire. I would be very era accurate. Like I'd probably do like 1700s or 1800s, like super gothic vampire, long black hair, long nails, just super into the era. That's what I would do probably if I couldn't be emo or goth. I'd probably just do something like that. Colby's Girl Forever asks, are you going to do any meet and greets? It excites me, yet it scares me at the same time. Would you like me to do a meet and greet? If anyone wants me to do a meet and greet, please feel free to let me know. But it'd be kind of sad if I do a meet and greet and like no one shows up. So I definitely had to wait and see if that is possible. But you know, maybe in the future, we'll see. Eric asks, or he doesn't ask, he just says, Rawr. Rawr back to you, Eric. Party Poison is asking, I might be late to this, but how much did it hurt getting snake bites? I'm here to break the news to you. I'm sorry, but they are fake. I wouldn't know. But even the fake ones kind of hurt, so I could imagine that the real ones were probably hurt for a second. Harley Rocks asks, when did you know you were emo? For me, it was when I didn't fit in the new metal crowd in high school that I grew up with. I will say, you know, probably for me, it was when I was starting to bring my entire family into Hot Topic. Like, I was that kid that just wanted to go to Hot Topic, but I had to bring my entire family in with me. So they're just like a bunch of normies with this one little emo boy just there looking at all this stuff. So that's probably when I found out that I was, when I was like around 10 years old. Valrain asks, what are your honest thoughts on cybergoths and their subculture, music, dance, fashion, etc.? Might be late, lol, love your content though, by the way. Thank you. I don't know too much about cybergoths. I will say I think their aesthetic looks really cool. I love the different color variations. I like the hair. I think it's really interesting. I like how super futuristic it looks. The music, I will say, is really cool. I like their music. I think they're cool. If you want to be one, I think go for it. They look really cool. I've seen some people that have done it, but I don't know too much about them. But they look cool, I will say. They're cool to me. And those are all of your guys' questions. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who submitted your questions and for being here, for liking, for watching, for viewing and commenting. I really appreciate every one of you, and I think it's crazy how fast this all happened in the span of a year. And I really do love bringing laughter and joy to people's day, and I hope to see you guys in the future. And I hope to make more YouTube videos in the future. They just take a long time to edit. But thank you for being here, and thank you for watching all the way through. If you're one of the ones that did, thank you for everything. Seriously, I couldn't imagine anything else. Wow. Let me know if you guys want to see more content from me on YouTube, like fashion tour videos or accessory tours or CD collections. I have many collections of different things. Let me know if you guys want to see more from me. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching all the way through and for subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye.
I mean, it's honestly pretty crazy if you ask me. But you know, it's just whatever.